Chris, they think we haven't seen The Lion King. There are no apes in The Lion King. There's not one ape. There's a baboon, Rafiki. He is actually central to the story, but there's not one ape in the movie. So let's just be for real right now. There's not an ape in The Lion King. So I would have never put out a statement like that. The one time somebody thought the person I worked for did say something that was racist and inhumane, I went to my principal and encouraged the principal to apologize and explain to them why what they said was problematic, okay? So Eugene, I cannot grasp this. This is the last thing I'll say. It is not racist because it is offensive. It is offensive because it is inherently racist. The trope about depicting black people as animals goes all the way back to white Europeans looking for a justification for colonization and the enslavement of African people. And it gained prominence in the 1700s and 1800s, and it became a racial, like a scientific theory. I'm using air quotes. And it was a mainstream theory that put a hierarchy that said white Europeans were at the top and Africans were at the bottom. And depiction of apes was very central to this theory. They were at the bottom. They were closer to primitive beings such as apes. Therefore, black people, specifically in that time, Africans, were better suited for forced labor and domination. So it is racist because the root of this theory, this trope, this joke, okay, that the White House is talking about, is rooted in the ability to dominate, rape, pillage, and inflict violence upon black people.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about the latest fake outrage from the left over a meme that President Trump posted on his Truth Social depicting the Obamas as apes and monkeys, right? Now, you know, I guess when you see something like this in isolation, right, to, you know, leftists and liberals and, you know, sensitive folks, it can be offensive. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. When I first saw this, I chuckled a little bit, right? I wasn't butthurt. I was like, okay, you know, let's see exactly why this was posted, right? In the full context, because with anything that Trump does and the liberal media is upset about, you got to look at the full context. You cannot take it in isolation. You got to look at the full context. But the context doesn't matter here because these people are going to cry racism no matter what, right? And I'm just here to let you guys know that, you know, long story short, when it comes to this story and Trump posting this as a black person, and I can't speak for black MAGA, black Republicans, because, you know, there are a lot of people say, what does black MAGA, black Republicans have to say about this? I'll just let you know right now, right? I don't give a right? I don't give one F, okay? So I just want people to understand how I feel about this. I don't care. But we're going to talk about it because, you know, this is what the liberal media is upset about. So what Trump actually posted was a video about the election, right? And, of course, you know, they don't want to talk about this part of it.
Initiated by a court order, the Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a DS-200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ESNS machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
Yeah, so as you can see here, right, this video, the original video, was reposted by Trump on Truth Social, but it wasn't a video that he made. Now, it looks like it was one of those videos where somebody may have been screen recording, and then it flipped up to some other random video, because that's what happens, right? If you're screen recording on X and, you are looking at other videos, it's very easy to, easily flip to the next video, right? That's what it looks like to me, okay? And you can see the original video here, right, in full context. Is not just, the Obamas or whatever, but is also Democrats, right? Democrats. Okay, the title of this video is President Trump, King of the Jungle. So it's a bunch of Democrats as, animals, right? Kamala's a turtle. I think Biden's an orangutan. So, I mean, hey, is that racist? Right? Is Biden been orangutan racist, or is it just black folks, right, that are depicted as apes? Is that the only thing that's racist? You have Trump as a lion, right? I think that's the plus size Democrat influencer, right? You got Harry Sisson, Hakeem Jeffries, Whoopi, right? Harry Sisson. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's a meme. Now, the White House, they're claiming that Trump didn't actually post this, that some intern or some staffer, right, posted this on Truth, right, on his Truth profile. This is what they're claiming. Take a look.
House is responding to criticism after President Trump posted a video that includes a racist meme depicting former President Obama and his wife Michelle as apes. Now the Senate's only black Republican senator is responding and calling out the White House. ABC's Jay O'Brien's here with more on that. Hi, Jay, what's the latest?
Yeah, Diane, just moments ago, the video was deleted from President Trump's account, and it comes after a growing chorus of Republican lawmakers called on the White House to take the racist image down, including, as you say, Senator Tim Scott, who posted the image in addition to his post. ABC is not showing the image, but we are showing you the post, and it says, quote, praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The president should remove it. The racist image comes at the end of a minute-long video the president posted on his social media platform. The first 59 seconds describe debunk election conspiracy theories from 2020, and at the end, the video suddenly cuts to an animated meme showing the Obamas' faces on the bodies of apes. The NAACP is out with a statement saying in part, quote, Donald Trump's video is blatantly racist, disgusting, and utterly despicable, end quote. That again from the NAACP. Images of black people as apes have been used throughout American history to dehumanize them. Slave traders and segregationists use these types of images to depict black people as inferior, and at times it's led to violence. Initially, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in a statement, quote, this is from an internet meme depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. Please stop the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American public, end quote. But again, since that statement, the video now appears to have been deleted, and the White House is now saying from an anonymous staffer, quote, that they erroneously made the post.
Reposting a racist meme is not an excuse for posting something racist, the fact that it was a meme. Second, he only posted the part of that meme video that featured the Obamas, not any other part of it. Third, one does have to wonder about the worldview of the meme maker, given that there are no apes in The Lion King. For those wondering, Rafiki's a mandrill.
When you saw this image, if we can put it up, it's an awful image of the Obamas that the president put out. According to Sam Stein, it has been the White House has taken it down. But your thoughts?
I saw some people arguing, do you think that he really posted this? Do you think, yeah, of course I think he really posted that. Your default position should not be maybe he didn't. Your default position should be to understand why he definitely did. There's a lot of people that say Donald Trump ushered in this new age of white supremacy, that Donald Trump ushered in hate and all this stuff. And that's not true. Hate ushered in Donald Trump. White supremacy ushered in Donald Trump.
The idea that anyone would post a video like that, let alone the president of the United States, someone who's supposed to find ways to bring us together, someone who's supposed to appeal to our better angels, this guy seems to always find a lower and lower common denominator. Here in Pennsylvania, we respect all people, no matter what they look like, where they come from, who they love, who they pray to, who they choose not to pray to. We don't scapegoat others, and we certainly don't peddle in racist videos and other racist statements like this president has made. He needs to do better, and I think the good people of Pennsylvania recognize that. You know, we're a Commonwealth that was founded by William Penn as a place that would be warm and welcoming for all. I take it very seriously, and I know the elected leaders take it very seriously here, that we be a place that is welcoming for all. And the president's conduct, once again, unfortunately, erodes that, but we're not going to let him win on that. We're going to appeal to our better angels, and we're going to do the right thing here. And we're not going to get sucked down into the depths that this president seems to reach for each day.
So, again, I just want you guys to understand. I am not like some of these other people, right? Some of these Republicans, including black Republicans, black conservatives, whatever, that's going to come out here and say, oh, what the president posted was racist. He needs to apologize. This is not a good look. Right? Nah, that's not me. It's not me. I'm just not going to do it. Right? And I'm going to explain to you why I'm not going to do it because, one, I'm not offended. Right? Let's keep it one. I'm not offended. Clearly, it was an accident. Clearly, it was not something that was done on purpose. Right? There was no real intent behind it. Now, I guess you can argue that the president and his truth posts, right, should be thoroughly vetted before he posts something like that. But we already know that Trump's truth posts are, not, censored, right, for the most part. So the thing is like, this is not new, right? This is not out of the blue. This is not out of the ordinary for me. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean, the president's posts are pretty raw, right, for the most part. And, when you post stuff that is pretty raw, sometimes you're going to make mistakes, right? Clearly, his posts aren't super vetted all the time, right? That's just what it is. They claim that some staffer posted it. I don't know. And I really don't care if Trump posted it or a staffer posted it. At the end of the day, I am not offended. And I'm not going to engage in the performative outrage along with people who, in my opinion, have no leg to stand on when it comes to these issues about racism, hate, and bigotry, right? I'm not going to engage in performative outrage with the same people who laughed while justifying Charlie Kirk being assassinated. No, I'm not going to perform that type of outrage. I'm not going to engage in performative outrage for the same people who were totally fine with Joe Biden saying, hey, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black, right? You remember Joe Biden, super predators? You remember that, right? Everybody remembers that. These people had no problems with it. They had no problems when Hillary Clinton was on the Breakfast Club talking about she keep hot sauce in her bag everywhere she goes, right? Black people too dumb to vote, okay, or use a computer. You got Graham Plattner, who's running for Senate in Maine, running around with a Nazi tattoo, like literally a Nazi tattoo, running around with a Nazi tattoo, okay, Nazi tattoo. Yeah, no, I'm not getting on board with fake performative outrage with the same people who decided that it's totally fine, it's totally okay to vote for Jay Jones. Okay, the same guy who openly fantasized in text message about killing Republicans and their children, right? Democrats, when they were confronted about him and denouncing him, what do they do? What do they do? You talk about a guy in private text messages running for attorney general, top cop in Virginia. What did prominent Democrats do when this was exposed to the public that he was openly fantasizing about killing Republicans and their children? What was Democrats in their response?
Thank you, Ms. Spanberger. I didn't hear an answer there on the endorsement issue, so I want to just make sure. Will you continue to endorse Jay Jones to be the next Attorney General of Virginia? And were you aware of these text messages before they released? You have 30 seconds.
In fact, it appears that it was those who released the text messages and held them for years. So the public was unaware who had knowledge of these text messages for many years.
What did you do about it?
I learned of these text messages the day that they came out, and I denounced them as soon as I learned of them.
She denounces murder.
And importantly, at this point, as we move forward, the voters now have this information that was withheld for them.
You're running to
presumably for
Ms. Earl
political
Sayers,
reasons. But the voters now have the information, and it is up to voters to make an individual choice based on this information.
Ms. Spanberger, I understand what you're saying about the voters, but for you yourself, do you still continue to endorse Jay Jones? 15 seconds, yes or no?
We are all running our individual races. I believe my opponent has said that about her lieutenant governor nominee.
Ms. Earl Sayers,
And it's
Ms. Earl
up to
Sayers.
every person to make their own decision. I am running my race to serve Virginia, and that is what I intend.
A scandal over text messages in which he, the Democrat, said that the GOP Speaker of the House of Delegates should get 2 bullets to the head for how he paid tribute to a former moderate Democratic lawmaker who died. He has apologized. Should he get out of the race?
Well, that's up to the people, the leaders in Virginia. They have said he has apologized. What I understand is they say that on balance he's the better person to be Attorney General. But that's up to them. But I wish there would be enough fuss of all the times that people have said they were going to put a bullet in my head right in public, in the public.
Senator, because a lot of people look at this and I think they ask the question, if this were a Republican, would you be calling for him to drop out of the race?
Absolutely not. It's directly equivalent to things that the Republican gubernatorial candidate has publicly said, not in private text. Murder is murder and your time will come. She said that in a public meeting speaking about pro-choice activists. I've not called for her to drop out of the race. The voters began voting in Virginia on September 19th. These are fair items for voters to consider as they cast their vote. But no, we're not calling for Republicans to drop out of races. We do say apologize. You have to take account for your actions, and voters can look at the actions and look at your sincerity if you apologize. Apologies are in short supply in politics these days.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me that the same people who could not crack their lips to unendorse and to call for the top cop candidate of Virginia to drop out of the race after being caught openly fantasizing about Republicans being assassinated and their children too, right? And also police too. You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to grovel to these people, that we're supposed to come out here and say, oh, Trump, what you posted was so racist. You need to apologize because we don't want Democrats to believe that you're racist. Yeah, nah, it's not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen. Not for me. You're not going to see it for me. You might see it for some other people who, hey, they can do what they want to do, but you're not going to see it from me. You're not going to see it from me. These people think that Trump is racist no matter what. It doesn't matter what he does. Clearly, what was posted was not something that was done on purpose, right? Clearly, it was not something that was malicious, right? And that wasn't even the intent. The intent of the video had nothing to do with what these people are upset about. But again, these are the same people who have nothing to say about, liberals running around calling black people who are simply just, defending the law, right? Defending our country from foreign invaders, N-words. Like, for example, we have another video that is going viral of some liberal, probably a white liberal, calling minorities the N-word.
No! Fuck are you doing? Move around! Move around! Move around! What's your name? Are you some fucking hoes? You some fucking hoes! And you're black! What? You're next! You're next!
Wow.
What's your fucking mouth? I don't want shit! Fuck you! It's a shit! Fuck you! Show me, bitch! Fuck! You fucking serious? Fuck you! Fuck you! What the fuck?
Yeah. So clearly not a black person, right? Not a black person saying your next N-word, right? Again, this is not the first video that we've talked about of white liberals just dropping N-bombs at minorities, right? Simply for, enforcing the law, right? Doing what they're told, okay? Doing their jobs. But where have Democrats been? Have Democrats denounced these videos, right? Have Democrats said anything about this? Hey, you should be calling minorities N-words just because they work for ICE? No. It's been silent. It's been crickets. Where's the liberal media been, right? Could you imagine if some Trump supporter was caught on video, at some abortion clinic calling a black doctor, right? Or a black nurse, somebody just doing their job at an abortion center, an N-word, right? Could you imagine what the liberal media would say? it will be all over the news, right? Oh, see, this is an example of just how racist Trump supporters are. They think that you're an N-word. They call you an N-word, right? But when liberals do it, oh, well, see, liberal media ain't really got much to say about that, right? We don't really see too much, right? There's no outrage here. So again, why should I be outraged and upset about a meme that was accidentally posted by the president that depicts Obama or the Obamas, Michelle and Barack Obama, as monkeys, that when you look at the, broader context of where the meme came from, like clearly it was a flip. It wasn't something that was posted on purpose. When you look at the broader video, it's just a meme, right? Of Democrats as animals in the jungle, right? And Trump is the king of the jungle. Why should I be upset about that, right? Why do I need to come out here and to do the tap dance that some of these Republicans are doing, right? Mr. President, you need to denounce this. You need to apologize. Why? Apologize for what? What is an apology going to get you? What is it going to get you? These people think Trump is racist no matter what. The people who are crying about this already think that Trump is racist. An apology does nothing but basically confirms in their mind that, yeah, he is a racist, right? So what's the point? There's no point. And that's the problem with Republicans. Republicans are weak. When Democrats, when their people mess up, again, like, for example, when a top cop candidate in Virginia, talk about attorney general, when, he gets exposed fantasizing about assassinating his political opponent, Democrats say, well, I don't know if he should drop out. I don't know if I should unendorse him, right? They just keep moving. They roll with it. They don't apologize on his behalf. They don't do any of that. They don't even demand an apology. They don't talk about it. They just keep it moving. Guess what? Democrat voters in Virginia went out and voted for the guy anyways, right? Voted for him anyways. But yet we're supposed to grovel over a meme? Nah. Right? Nah, it ain't me, dog, right? It just can't be me. No. That's just not where we're at as a country right now. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the performative tap dance that some of these other people are doing about this, because Democrats don't respect that. Voters don't respect that. Nobody respects that, right? Nobody respects that weak nonsense. So I don't expect the president to apologize. They removed it, but I don't expect the apology, and he shouldn't apologize. Apologize for what? I'm not going to apologize to these people. Right? You never apologize to these people, right? Never. And I don't think what he posted was racist, and I wasn't offended by it. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.